Hey everyone, this is Rabbitearsblog Animation Bliss, and welcome to my animated top series. So today's animated tops, or my top 10 list I'll be doing today, is my top 10 current cartoons that I want to watch. And before I get into this list, I would like to remind everyone that new videos will be posted up every Sunday. It could be Sunday morning, Sunday night, or Sunday evening, depending on when I can get the videos posted up. And if you happen to see any videos posted up during the week, that must mean there was a bit of animated news released during the week that we wanted to cover. So those would be considered special videos. And every Monday we will have the top 15 animated facts series, where we go over 15 facts dealing with the animated series that was suggested by the viewers. So keep a watch for those on Mondays. And now let's get into this top 10 list of top 10 current cartoons I want to watch. So there's a bunch of current cartoons I haven't been able to watch because I haven't really had the time to watch them, or I hadn't really have enough access to watch these cartoons. So there's a lot of current cartoons out there I haven't watched yet, and I want to watch so badly. So that's why I made this top 10 list. Bear in mind that some cartoons in this list that's not going to be mentioned is like Adventure Time, Steven Universe, The Loud House, Regular Show, and Amazing World Gumball. And the reason why I'm not mentioning those shows is because I've already seen those shows. So they're current shows, but I've already seen them, so they won't be on this list. So this list is just basically of all the cartoons that I really want to watch that are currently on, but I haven't been able to watch yet because I hadn't had any time. So here's my top 10 current cartoons I want to watch. So number 10 is Tangled the series. I love watching Tangled the movie, and when I heard that there was a TV series about Tangled, I was like, yay, there's finally a TV series about Tangled. So, I've heard some mixed things about this show, but I still want to check it out because I'm a huge fan of Tangled, and I want to see where this series is going to take place of. I heard it takes place after the original movie, so I am interested in seeing more adventures from Rapunzel and Flynn, and so I'm really excited to check out this show, and that was number 10. So moving on to number 9, and the Star versus the Forces of Evil. At first when I heard about this show, I was kind of like hesitant about checking out the show because of the art style, and it looked like that type of show that would seem dumb. But after I heard a lot of good things about the show, especially the mid-season twist in the first season, I was like, I definitely want to check out the show now, especially if it's going to be an action-driven series. I love action cartoons, and this seems like a good action cartoon series to check out. And again, I've been hearing nothing but good things about the show, so I'm definitely going to check out Star versus the Forces of Evil, and that was number 9. Moving on to number 8, and that's Star Wars Rebels. I remember years ago I used to watch this Star Wars Clone Wars. I did not the original 2003 version that was in 2D animation, but the CGI version that came out in the mid 2000s, I believe. And I remember loving that series. And now that I've heard about this new animated series called Star Wars Rebels, I definitely want to check this series out. And I've been hearing a lot of really good things about this series, so I'm definitely going to try to check this series out whenever I get the chance to. Moving on to number 7, and that's Wander over Yonder. And I did see some clips of it from my sister, because my sister was showing me clips from the show, and it seems really funny. And I also want to check out the show because it was done by Craig McCracken, and I love Craig McCracken's works. I love his show with Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, and especially the Powerpuff Girls. I'm a huge Powerpuff Girls fan. But yeah, I want to check out Wander Over Yonder for that reason, and also because based on the clips I briefly saw, it seems like a really funny show. And I also heard that a lot of people said it did get darker midway through season 2, so I'm interested to see how that show goes in that direction. But I'm definitely excited in checking out that show, and that was number 7. So moving on to number 6, and it's Sonic Boom. I've saw clips of a couple of episodes of it online, but not the entire show. And for what I've saw, it was an okay show. I mean, I didn't like how they portrayed Knuckles in the show, but I still want to watch the rest of this series because I'm a huge Sonic the Hedgehog fan, and I've been hearing that from a lot of people that the show gets even better with the introduction of Shadow and Metal Sonic. So I'm definitely interested in checking out what that show is going to be like with those two in the series. So I'm definitely going to want to check out Sonic Boom, and that was number 6. So moving on to number 5, and it's Gravity Falls. So this was a show that came out on Disney Channel, and a lot of people said that this show was really good, and I really want to check this show out because it seems like that type of show that's like Twin Peaks, and a lot of people said it is something similar to Twin Peaks, and I like watching Twin Peaks, and also like watching shows that like deal with mysteries and deals with fantasy and horror and stuff like that, and this is this type of show that has all those elements rolled up into one. So I definitely would like to see Gravity Falls whenever I get the chance to. And that was number 5. So moving on to number 4, and it's Ducktales the Reboot. I'm a huge fan of DuckTales. Like, I grew up with the original series, and when I heard about the DuckTales reboot being put out, I was like, you know, it's another reboot. I don't feel like watching another reboot of my favorite show. But then I've heard a lot of people said, you know, I heard a lot of people said a lot of good things about this show, so I was like, you know, I might check this show out after all. And notice this is like the only reboot on this list, the only reboot I was actually interested in, so that's saying something. But yeah, I've heard a lot of people say a lot of really good things about the show, so I'm definitely excited to check out the show, especially since I'm a huge DuckTales fan. And that was number 4. So moving on to number 3, and that's Bojack Horseman. So this is one of those adult cartoons that came on Netflix, and I also been hearing a lot of good things about this show, and I like the idea about the fact that the show revolves around a former child star or former TV star and how his life is like after that his career in the TV star business. And you know, I am interested in checking the show out for that reason, and because it's an adult cartoon, so I'm interested to see where the show is going and how good it really is. And that's number 3. So moving on to number 2, and that's Archer. So I was interested in checking this show out because it's a spy thriller type of show, but it also has a lot of comedy in it, and it reminded me a bit of Frisky Dingo. So I don't know if this show was like from the creators of Frisky Dingo, because the characters look very similar to the characters from Archer look very similar to the characters from Frisky Dingo. So let me know in the comments below if that's the case, that Archer was from the creators of Frisky Dingo. So I am interested in checking this show out, and also because it's a spy thriller, so I'm interested to see how the show goes and how good this show really is. And that was number 2. So moving on to number 1, and it's Rick and Morty. I really want to check out Rick and Morty because I love science fiction type of shows, and this show definitely has a lot of science fiction, but it also seems like a show that has a lot of character development for the characters. So I love watching shows that has character development and really develops the characters. Kind of repeating there. What I meant to say is I like it how they focus on the characters, and this show seems like something that really focuses a lot on the characters while also giving us a good sci-fi fantasy element to the series. So I'm definitely excited to check out Rick and Morty whenever I can, and that was my number 1 pick. So that's my list of the top 10 current cartoons I want to watch, and let me know in the comments below what are some current cartoons that you haven't seen yet but you would love to see. Please let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to follow us on Twitter so we can keep you updated on any new videos we post up, and also like our Facebook page, and also support us through Patreon so we can continue to push out great content from this channel. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. This is Rabbitearsblog Animation Bliss, and I'll see you later.